basketball. You betcha I'm back. It's the Daily Trainer, and I'm back in the gym with my man Cole, making sure he's ready for the season, as I always will be. And remember, I'm here to give you what you need, guaranteed to succeed in the gym every day for the game that you love to play. Now, shooting is key, but what is it the key to? Is it the key to winning? Is it the key to team success? Or is it the key to individual success? That is a question you have to ask yourself, and what your shooting is going to do for your team. And for Cole, if he makes shots, he is definitely winning. And so that is the goal here when we're shooting these shots. He's shooting to make shots. He's not just shooting to take them. And his goal is to win games. Now, you may say, duh, that's what everybody's goal is. But in all reality, if you are new to basketball, you'll learn that's not everybody's goal. Some people could care less if they win or lose, and that is going to not only frustrate you as a player, but as a teammate, and also as a lover of the game of basketball, because so many people put so much time into it that it just doesn't feel right. But it is, though. It's a game where you have to be selfish. And in this sense, we're looking at Cole's senior year, and he needs to have success in order to become a pro. But the success lies in not only in his consistency, but also their winning consistency. And he has to do it in the right form because of the position he plays. So knowing all of those things, he's coming in with the mindset to win every drill, to shoot at a high percentage, and also to basically compete with himself and be better than he was the day before. And that's what you should be aiming for as well. And that is why I'm showing you these videos. Now, what he did and what we did on a normal basis when he was in high school is we made sure he got his form shooting in. That's like the most important thing for him. And then he spent about 3 different times a day shooting. So we had morning practice. So he would come in the morning and he would shoot anywhere from 200, 300 shots, whether it was on the gun or it was a coach or two rebounding for him. Then he would go through a morning workout where there was shooting as well, but it wasn't as focused as it is with just, the individualism and working out on your own. Then we had a practice, and before the practice, he would get in and he would shoot at lunchtime during school, which is, most people want to be out there with their friends and talk and do different things, but he had a focus. And that is a word that you're really going to have in your vocabulary when it comes to basketball, is a focus. And his focus was to be the best shooter that he could be. He ended up being one of the top shooters in California history, actually, to note. It all comes from the work. And his third time shooting was either right after practice, or he would go home and then come back and shoot in the gym. Well, and most of the time it was by himself. I think that's how he stayed in shape most of the time, is shooting by himself and getting his own rebounds. Now, as you can see here on the video, his form is consistent all the time, and he doesn't really get lazy in his shooting. A lot of people will shoot so many shots and think it's just normal to, make it because they've shot so many shots. But he's very disciplined in his strategy of shooting so many shots on a daily. I mean, some people say they shoot 1,000 shots, but this kid really did shoot 1,000, and I would say even more than that, because he probably made 1,000. And I wouldn't say every day, but he was for sure in the 500 makes every other day. Okay. He's human. He took some days off, but for the most part, he was in the gym. So consistency is the main word I've been using since the beginning of the episode, and that is what we're going to continue to focus on. Now, the big thing I want you to focus on here when he's shooting is how he is continuously ready to shoot after every shot. Whether it goes in or out, he's not putting his head down.
body language is good, and he's ready for the next thing. The reason why he's ready for the next shot is because you have to be ready for what's coming next in the game of basketball. If you're worried about what already happened, you're probably going to be a player too late behind. And that's one thing that he doesn't worry about. He is always ready for the next thing. And with his form, the one thing that you want to watch is the shift of his weight as well, as it doesn't go too forward. He's straight up and down. And look at his release point on his makes, and then also look at his release point on his misses. Now, I know there's not very many misses, but it's still something to learn from. Now, no one is saying shoot like him, even though when you watch, you go, man, I wish I could shoot like him. The biggest thing is you're looking for the technique. You're looking for the main things of balance, not so much the drop, because he's not a big hip dropper, but just how he gets into the motion of his shot and how it flows, right? And is he following through, and how he's following through? Is he following through with a flexed finger and a flexed wrist? Or is it only flexed enough to where it's kind of just flat, if that makes sense? So when you're looking at it again, watch how his hand finishes at the rim, opposed to some other people you watch shoot where they snap really hard and their fingers are almost curling down, right? So I think that is also a benefit to him making shots, because I've been taught by a couple different professional shooting coaches that leaving more of that flat pancake hand will give you more leverage on your shot and with that arc and that height. And his arc isn't too high. It is above the backboard pretty much every time. That's just something that, he consistently does. The step isn't always something he does when shooting, and you'll see that on some other clips that we have when we work Cole out. But really, man, it's just he gets reps after reps after reps up, and that is basically his formula to his success. It doesn't work for everyone, but again, the reason why I have him on this channel and other players is so you can see the different formula that goes into all these guys' work when it comes down to all the shooting that we do or all the movements that we do. Basically, if you want the workout of what he does, he is shooting roughly 10 mid-range in the earlier clips. And then right now, what he's shooting is about 10 each spot. But these are all makes. And you got to remember, he's doing all of this while I'm talking. So he's getting, let's see, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. He's shooting for 5 spots. Sometimes he goes all the way back around. Sometimes he doesn't. Just depends on the day and the time frame. So we're looking at about 100 shots made in the mid-range, and then 100 shots made on the three-point line. So before he really gets to working out, he's made 200 shots. And it only really takes him, if we have 2 rebounders, it takes him a little under 10 minutes. So that's impressive when you can already get your shots out the way, and then the rest of the workout for 50 minutes to maybe even 70 or 80 minutes focus on all the other things you need to besides shooting. And we incorporate that as well in the drills with whatever it is he's doing. So again, this type of athlete is one of a kind because at such an early age he understood the work ethic, and the most important piece for him was self-motivation. It wasn't someone always telling him he had to do. And that's what I want for you, is to have self-motivation. And I'm here just to be the voice of reason. So continue to watch everything that we have. And remember, someone's always working. Are you?